Welcome to Mama T Energy. I'm Tiara, aka Mama T, and I invite you on a journey to loving your life through stories, channeled messages, and energy work. I love life, and it is my mission to guide you and millions like us to discovering our passion for life. Let's open our hearts and dive in. Today, I want to talk to you about power, personal power, and circumstantial power. I've been finding this conversation popping up a lot frequently in the mentorship circles that I'm a part of, as well as just witnessing it in life. I literally last night was watching a TV show, and one of the characters, I was just like, oh my God, can you stop being so useless? And then my friend was like, no, they're like one of my favorite. I love them. And I was like, no. Okay, they're not useless. Let me rephrase, let me reframe. You know about reframing if you've done my Activate Your Inner Shift meditation series. Definitely check that out if you haven't. It's free. It's on my website. But yeah, so in looking at this character was struggling with going with what it is that she truly desired versus, like the emotions that came up with it. And I find that this is a perfect example. It's on a maximum scale, but this is something that I find a lot of people in society have an issue with, where we are wanting something, we have a desire, and yet the actions that we take, the belief codes and the truths and the knowings that we have about ourselves are not in alignment with our desires. Like literally, this is what we're here for, right? Is to manifest and live the life of our desires. And I feel like a broken record sometimes because I feel like in many ways I'm saying the same thing over and over and over again. But honestly, it's such a simple concept, and yet so many struggle with the follow through of it. So it needs to be said, it needs to be talked about, it needs to be brought forward. So this character in this show is powerful. She has the ability to work with nature and bring it forward. And in a way, when I think about it, I'm like, this totally should be a character that I'm in love with, right? The respect she has for the world around her, the Mother Earth, and all of that. Like I should yes, right? Like on paper, it sounds like my kind of character. However, this character often doesn't see her power, her personal power, the power that she has within herself to create and do extraordinary things. It becomes circumstantial because she's only able to tap into the magnitude of her power when someone else she really, really loves is in trouble, and then it's able to be fired up, or she has an extreme emotional reaction and then it's able to be tapped into. And a lot of people have a very similar experience. And I want to encourage us to not just have an unconscious reaction to our power, but be conscious of who it is that we are and how we walk through this world, and being able to take radical self responsibility and claim our power. It's so funny. I think about another show, like as I was doing an activation actually, and as my mentor's talking through this power activation, I like saw for my Demon Slayer friends, I saw Zenitsu in my mind, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so poignant, and I want to bring this conversation forward because for my fellow anime friends and this, or my non-anime friends, if you haven't seen Demon Slayer, it has now become my first top favorite to recommend to people who have not watched an anime before. It used to be Full Metal Alchemist, but it's kind of timed out now. It's still a great show. It's just a little bit older, and the animation is a little bit older, but Demon Slayer is fresh, it's new, and has so many lovely characters, and it's a wonderful story. But there is a character in this show. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. And in this character, he has a very similar thing as the other character I was talking about in the other show, where he doesn't see himself clearly. He is frequently crying and whining and like unable to do things and just like really, really like just sad boy energy. And it takes him literally falling asleep and being in his sleep to activate his like final form, if you will. It takes being unconscious to really tap into how he can just like unalive a lot of people or demons, better yet, unalive a lot of demons and be probably the most badass of all of the characters. And it's so telling, right? Like we can get into our own heads as we move through life. We can start thinking about this person's better than me, or that person has more, I don't know, more badges. I'm really thinking in like anime and Pokemon and random things right now. But like this person has more badges so they can get more Pokemon. This person has been in this world for a longer time, so they're better than me. This, like we put ourselves in this comparison mode. We put ourselves in these boxes that are so limiting. And maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone else you know. And if it is someone else you know, I invite you to share this message with them. Wake up, right? It is our time to wake up and witness our true self. We shouldn't have to be, and I I don't like the word should and shouldn't, but like for this purpose of this conversation, I can't think of a better word right now. But it shouldn't be that we are in a space where we have to have something outside of ourselves trigger in order for us to pull ourselves up and to pull ourselves into our personal power. We honestly, like we should always be ready, right? Like it's like you got to be ready, stay ready so you don't have to get ready is one of the joking phrases I love to like bring up, where people talk about, oh well, I have to get camera ready, or I'm like, well, be ready. And then you like stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay in your power, know your power, own your power, so that no matter what comes your way, you are already activated and ready to rock and roll. That's the point. That is our personal power. It is this rock within us, the roots that ground us. This is where we operate from, right? We are not just walking around la da dee da dee da dee dee da dee throughout the day in a unintentional way. I mean, you can la da dee da dee all day if you want to, but if it's an intentional choice is what I'm saying. Unintentional, letting life just like happen to us and we just blow with the wind. It's about grounding in. It's about owning. It's about radical self-responsibility. We can be doing the same exact thing from power. I'm seeing in my mind's eye like the stories of women who lift cars as soon as their child is like in danger, like the car, like the stories are always happening about like these huge feats of human strength. And when I say our power, I'm not saying that it has to be this physical strength where we're able to lift a ton of stuff just because in order to save someone's life. Like that's not what I'm talking about when I say personal power. Yes, it is a factor of it. However, there is an energetic match for our personal power. It is this flame within us. It is something that resonates in a frequency that we can feel. A frequency that is so tangible, others can feel it as they walk into your morphogenetic field. Have you ever been like walking down the street in like a busy city or something, and you're just walking and people seem to just have some sort of reaction to you as you're coming down? Maybe it's you're exuding this smile and this beauty and this positive, loving frequency. And so now you're just noticing grumpy people just smile at you. Like there's like this flash of like brightening as they come towards you. That is your power. That is your field. Or maybe it's like you're in a space and you're uncomfortable, right? Maybe you're walking down the street and it's not the like safest feeling space. So you're uncomfortable and you have this like energy that's like, don't talk to me, don't touch me. I don't want to be like anywhere. I don't want you anywhere near my body. And all of a sudden you start seeing people like walk across the street. People just like, for whatever reason, take a wider breath around you. And that right there, that's that energy, that's that frequency, that's your personal power. What is it? What are you exuding out of your body? And the same goes for other people, right? If you are walking down the street, have you ever seen someone and you're just like kind of like in kind of like a daze, maybe like a unintentional walk. You're just like, I have to get from point A to point B, and you're just going. And there's not really much going on in terms of thought or intention of the experience of getting from point A to point B. You're just focused on the B, right? And then all of a sudden you see someone and they're just smiling and they wave and like you just like feel like you come alive just coming into their presence, whether you know them or not. You're just like, oh, hello, hi. I've dropped into my body now. Or, you're walking and same idea, you're walking and then all of a sudden you see someone, you're like, I think I'm gonna cross the street right now. Like, I just don't like, I don't know what it is about them. It's not about what they're wearing or their clothes. Like, it's just, it's- I don't want to be anywhere close. Like, this is as close as I want to be crossing the street. Same thing. We all have it, right? You're not more powerful than another person and vice versa. We all have power. It's just whether or not we are tapping completely into it. We can make a conscious effort and a conscious choice to tap into our personal power, to claim and own our personal power. And I encourage you to do so. And this is the kind of work that we do inside Mama T Energy. I invite you to join the mastermind where we can practice and put forward efforts and resources to do this work, where we can have the group coaching and talk about this experience of personal power versus circumstantial power, right? And I feel like I didn't completely dive into the circumstantial power enough to like fully define it, but I feel like I gave enough like visual, right? Circumstantial power is being able to access your full potential when you're in the right circumstance, the right quote unquote, a circumstance that pushes you to activate, right? Someone's in trouble, activated. You are triggered emotionally, activated. It is something outside of you that just shakes you up, right? Yes. But the personal is that intentional choice to stay activated, knowing who you are, trusting in yourself, trusting in your power, your magic, your medicine that you bring to this earth, and moving from that space. So we're activating and working in our personal power inside the mastermind. We're activating and working in our personal power when we do one-on-one mentorship. We are activating and utilizing our personal power when we're in the private session. So there are so many avenues and ways for you to really tap into your energy and leveraging my Mama T energy at the same time, because I truly believe that while we have our personal power, it's a lot easier to tap into in the right circumstance, right? It's easier to recognize our power when we have someone else to point it out to us. It's easier to continue to practice and hold that space when we're in a space that is supportive, in a space that is holding us accountable, in a space that really lights us up. And so that right there, that is the mastermind membership, right? That safe space for us to work together as a collective, grow and thrive. If you want one-on-one work, one-on-one mentorship packages are available. I invite you to tap into those. And if you're not ready for a membership or a mentorship, private sessions are available. You can get one-off, potent, powerful moments where we can activate, where we can energy clear, where we can divine messages, where we can get a little bit of coaching in and help you elevate that energy so you can hold that frequency and stay activated moving forward. I invite you. I invite you to tap in any way that feels good to you. I love you so, so much. And I'll see you where I see you. Mwah.